Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to show you guys how I fillet a sucker. And yes, this is the sucker I caught earlier today. We only ended up with one, but it's enough to show you how I do things. And later on, when I get a chance to get back out and catch some more, I will do an in-depth video on grinding and canning the fish. So bear with me, let me adjust my camera. We'll jump right into this. And by the way, if you haven't watched one of my videos, my name is William. And my channel is all about the outdoor life, storytelling, and my journey through this crazy world that we live in. So let's get into it and get it done. Okay, the first thing I like to do when I do my fish is I'll cut right behind the gills in this first fin right here. And I'll do that on both sides of the fish. And that bone there will get in the way. And then I'll flip the fish over and I'll do the same thing on this side. And just as a pointer, it really helps to have a really nice sharp fillet knife. Doesn't matter what brand as long as it's a good fillet knife. Okay, and after you cut around like that, what you're going to do is you're going to take your knife and you're going to come in on the fillet side of the backbone, which is right in line with this dorsal fin here. You're going to come in here and you're going to start your cut just with the tip of your knife. You don't want to go too deep, just with the tip. You'll find that you'll feel that spine in there and the rib bones that attach to it. Just go in and run your knife right along those. Once you get down so far, you can push your knife all the way through the fillet along the backbone there. And excuse my position here, but then you tilt the knife slightly and cut right along the backbone. You can feel it kind of clicking under your blade. I don't cut the fillet all the way off the tail like that. I leave it attached. And what you do is you come back up with your thumb and you open that up and you cut. You hear this? That's my knife clicking along the rib bones. Cut all the way down to where you cut through. Start back over at the top, cut down, and you'll hear it clicking there. And once you get to the rib bones, there's like a double set of rib bones in there. You can cut through those with a little extra force, not all the way through the main rib bones, just through those little ones. And this is basically the same way you fillet any fish that you fillet. You cut all the way down, like so, to the belly. And then you come in with your knife, and when you hit this fin bone there, just come up a little bit. And then finish your cut back down to where you ran the knife all the way through. Now the reason I don't cut it off at the tail is I leave it so I can do this and flip the fish over. If you don't leave that other fillet on there, what happens is the fish don't lay right and it makes it a little more difficult. But you just repeat that same process. You start up here on the fillet side of the rib bone, work your way down past the dorsal fin, keep going till you get about here. Push your knife through, like so. Angle it a little, and you can feel the backbone under your blade. Cut all the way down, like so. Then you start back up here again. You hear the clicking. Run your knife along the bones, like so. And you get to the rib bones, just keep working over the top of those rib bones, and you'll cut through the second set. And just follow the bones all the way down to the belly, like so. It really doesn't take much practice, and you'll be able to fillet fish like you've been doing it your whole life. And like I said earlier, this is the same technique you use to fillet any fish that you're gonna fillet. Now, just for the purposes of this video, I'm gonna cut these off because I'm actually doing this inside the house today, which isn't a great idea, but we've only got one to do, and for the sake of the video, it's just easier to do it inside. So go ahead and separate that there, and you could do it this way if you want to. Anyhow, I just do it and leave the skin attached because it gives you something to hang on to when you take this fillet off of the skin. So let's get rid of this. Never mind the mess on your cutting board because you can clean that off later. Now you want to take, excuse me, you want to take your fillet, lay it so it's flat like this, put your finger on the tail end of it to hold it. Start your knife and then angle your knife. Press down, push forward, and keep your knife flat. That's why it's a fillet knife. It's flimsy, so you can manipulate the blade to do what you want it to do. And you basically just cut along the skin like so, separating the flesh from the skin, and voila, one fillet, one skin. Set this off to the side, get rid of that, and let's do the other one. Start in, angle your knife so it's flat, press down, pull the knife. And you just keep doing that. Keeping that right angle so that you don't cut through the skin or leave too much meat behind. Follow that all the way on out. Like so. Fillet, skin. Okay, on a regular fillet, you don't get the Y bones that I've discussed with you. The Y bones are basically in this portion of the meat down here. You could fillet it, cut this portion off, and fry that just as you would a regular fish. But you can, I don't know if you can see them in the camera, but right here there's a row of Y bones, and they crisscross all the way across here. And they're terribly difficult to get around. It's practically impossible to do. Some guys have videos showing how they do it, but I don't like to waste the meat. Now what I'll do with these fillets, if I'm going to can them, I will cut them into strips this way across the fillet. That's the technique for canning. If you're going to grind it, I will cut it into those same strips, feed them through the grinder. The grinder cuts up the Y bones into little tiny pieces, and then when you fillet these or fry these fish, it cooks those bones up and you never even know that they were there. And you can tell by looking at this fillet, that is nice white meat. It's a little bit bloody at the moment, but you can see it. It's nice white meat. It's not really soft. It's pretty firm. And they're very tasty fish. They cook up real good. They're easy. So let me wipe my hands here so I can adjust the camera again. Okay. Stop shaking. Okay, so that's how I fillet my suckers to prepare them for grinding or canning, either way. It's basically the same principle as filleting any other fish that's big enough to fillet that you would fillet. Works out just the same. You just don't worry about the Y bones and you don't waste all this meat down at the bottom of the fillet. A lot of guys cut it off right there. That's wasteful to me. There's a lot of meat there. And that fish that you just saw me fillet, that's pretty much the average size of most of the suckers you're gonna catch. This was a red horse sucker. They don't have quite as much meat on them as a white sucker. White suckers are a little bit bigger and they seem to have a substantial amount more flesh on them. So I guess that's about it for this video. If you guys are liking what I'm putting out, follow along. I'm going to take you on a journey through my life, the things I do and the things I like. And next episodes will be probably more fishing. And when I get enough, we'll go into grinding and canning. But for now, follow along if you like my content. And I'll see you next time.